Okay, let's start the video. I'll be merging Powerball and Mega Man today into one systematic format. This is the first time I'm doing it because numbers from Mega Man are getting drawn from Powerball, and Powerball numbers are getting drawn from Mega Man. And as you can see, so when you merge both games, you have a better chance of hitting that goal, because when you split the systematic format into two different games, you can only have so much diversify of your numbers. So sometimes Mega Man are coming from Powerball, Powerball coming from Mega Man, and you combine those and find the common factor of each numbers for each game and format into one. Number don't come up for Mega Man and they roll over to Powerball, you have a Powerball shot at that jackpot. Same thing for Powerball, if the number don't come out for Powerball and you have the same systematic format for Mega Man, could come out systematic for both games. The Powerball numbers might not come out for Powerball, it might shift to Mega Man, so we have total control if you use one set of number combination for both games. So when you generate numbers, you play with a number for both games. When you play the number for both games, you control your system. So let's try this, see if the numbers are not coming from Powerball, you have the Mega Man shot at that jackpot. Number not coming from out for Mega Man, you have the number for that shot at the at the jackpot for Powerball. So, but before we get started, be sure to watch my pick 4. And the double 2 came out last 2 draws ago about. So double 2 came out and the system predicted double 2s. You can watch that. You can email me for any lottery illustration part 1 to part 18, the Dster system, up to the Invincible number system and the random number system, by email me at hyper_links@yahoo.com. Just email me for that. And you can subscribe, donate, share, and like my video. For any state or country, for any game, email me at hyper_links@yahoo.com. You can do that similar, merging both Euroman, Mega Sienna, or any other game that each state has or each country has. Merging both game and try to do that, because Mega Man and Powerball are similar. You can do that. Maybe Euroman and Mega Sienna, you can merge them together. And always remember, nothing is guaranteed. So last list, as you can see, look at the quadrant. Quadrant is on number 6, on number 4, has almost all winning combination without using the blue box. So last system, no blue box is used. Try that again. Numbers are coming out. Not necessarily quadrant 4 will hit. You gotta find out the breakdown of each number. Now, not only will you find out the breakdown, you find the common factor of each number for each game. You find the common factor, you're gonna know what number they're most likely to get drawn for both games. When those numbers are getting drawn for one game and they're getting drawn for another, or they're not getting drawn for one game and then or another, you have to play those numbers according to either the streaks or non-streaks, which is called a lottery skips. It's the same as naming it streaks. And non-streak is number they are trying not to get drawn. And when numbers are not getting drawn, they can only hold it for one game. They cannot hold it for both. You know that. So the more game there is, so for instance, let's get an example. If 05 is a common factor for all 3 games, Mega Man, Cash for Life, and Powerball. Okay, you're playing 05 for all 3 games. The 05 will get drawn either way from one game or the next, or they're not getting drawn for any of 2 of those 3 games, but they will get drawn for one of those games, meaning they cannot hold it for all 3 games. They have to, one game have to draw 05. Why? Because that's a common sense. When you have more draws, you have more chance of more number getting drawn. That number staying out for a long time will be rare. So more draws means more chance. We know that. Now, here's the current listing for the pool. Lisa, Michael, Barry, Isaac, Dennis, and me. So we'll be starting the pool either tomorrow or Wednesday. Now, because tomorrow is Mega Man, so I'll be starting the pool tomorrow. Now, how will the merging both game looks like? Let's get started. The Dster X system will the grid will be posted later if I have time on another video. But how do I merge both games together? Let's start it. So we're merging both Mega and Powerball. If you want to be added to this, you can email me. So you can email me to be in the list. So we'll try this out because having been trying out. So by merging both games, what game will be merged? We'll be looking at the playable numbers. So playable numbers. So we'll be looking at the playable numbers. Oh, sorry about that. Drop the mouse. We've been looking at the non-playable numbers. So playable numbers and non-playable numbers. So whatever is not in the playable number and the non-playable number list will be the neutral numbers. So as you can see, we look at the playable numbers and non-playable numbers. And whatever is not in the playable number list and the non-playable number list is all neutral. The only common factor that both games don't have is the number 70, because number 70 only comes in Mega Man but not Powerball. So when you find the playable number for Mega Man, find the number for Powerball, and you find the non-playable number for Mega Man, and you find the non-playable number for Powerball, you have to look at those playable and non-playable numbers where both games has the same playable number and has the same non-playable number, and you isolate. You isolate both games and you isolate the non-playable and playable number. We see where the common factor is, and that common factor is your key of hitting that jackpot. Now, also, we'll be looking at the first Invincible number list. For both games. We'll be looking at the second, third, and fourth Invincible spot number. So we look at that and see where the first Invincible number for both games are, second Invincible, third Invincible, and fourth Invincible number are for both games. And when you see that first, second, third, and fourth Invincible number, that's your key of hitting that goal. And September is a new month, so there'll be updated first, second, third, fourth Invincible number for both games. Be updated. And as you can see, the only way is to find the common factor. So what we will have here is, once you can't find the common factor, we'll have the code. The code might be different for both games because each game is different. So that's the only thing, the code will be different. But the pair and the trio will be developed through the common factors of numbers. So to increase the chance of hitting that goal, you only have the secret code die first. Secret code might be the same if we're lucky. Most of the time, a lot of the times, 99.99% of the time, the secret code will be different. The pair and trio will be the same. So we'll find a common factor and we'll develop the pair and the trio as the same. So we'll find other games that we can merge besides Mega Man Powerball. Maybe Euro Man, Mega Ziana, you can merge those. Whatever game you can merge has similar matrix. Merge those games, and we're gonna find a common factor of those games and break it down. Now, the Dster, will be using one grid. We'll be using one grid for both games. We're not changing the grid. We'll be one grid for both games. And the blue box will also use the blue box for both games. So blue box and the Dster X system will be using for both games. Now, what other stuff are we using? Top 5 Mega Ball or Powerball. We're gonna find the top 5 highest percentage Mega Ball and top 5 highest percentage Powerball, and whatever the common factor are both games, we're gonna put them in order from the highest to lowest. We're gonna use it for both games, meaning, let's say 7 is the common factor of both games. We use 7 for both games. Why? Because they cannot hold 7 too long for both games, or they cannot not drawn 07. So the only common factor we don't have is 25 and 26. I mean 26 for Powerball. 26 will not occur in Mega Man. So the 26, if it gets used, it'll be on the 6th spot. So from the top 5 Powerball, 1 to 25, and if I decide to add 26, it'll be on the 6th spot, which Mega Man don't have, so it will only affect Powerball. And the common number generator will generate numbers according to the common factor of both games, and we're only using one common number generator for both games. The only difference is the code will be X. So whatever the code for Powerball is, that will not change. Whatever the code for Mega Man is, that will not change. Meaning, the other 4 numbers will be the same. The code will be different for both games. So when you play those combinations, you're playing the Mega Man for those 4 numbers generated according to the breakdown, and you'll use the code depending on which game. So for Powerball, you use the 4 numbers. For Mega Man, you use the same 4 numbers, but the code for Powerball, you use the Powerball code. For Mega Man, you use the Mega Man code. So for the common number generator, the code will be different. So you generate 4 numbers, you use 1 code for each game. So if the Mega Man is code 07 and the Powerball is code 08, you use 07 for 4 numbers, 08 for 4 numbers, and what happened is that 07 might occur in the Powerball also. If that 07 occurs in the Powerball also when it's generated, that 07 that's in the Powerball are used as a secondary number, but used as a primary number for Mega Man. And for Powerball also, the 08 occurs in Mega Man. That 08 occurs as a secondary number in Mega Man. So this might look confusing, but if you look at the breakdown, you see what I mean. So if you want the list, you can email me for that. That's how it goes. And we'll add the non-playable pair and the non-playable trio also. We're gonna find a common factor for both games. So thanks for watching, and please do subscribe, share, and like my video.